All right, let's jump into our deep dive today.
Sounds good.
We're heading over to India.
Okay.
Specifically, Ghaziabad in 2025. We're looking at it as a potential real estate investment hotspot.
Interesting.
And we're going to be drawing all of our information from GharSetu, which is a prominent real estate website.
Great.
So whether you're thinking about investing, you're curious about, these emerging markets, or you just like kind of seeing how cities grow and develop, you're going to enjoy this one.
Yeah, Ghaziabad is, it's fascinating how it fits into this larger trend of urban growth that we're seeing.
Okay.
It's called the Gateway of Uttar Pradesh.
I've heard that.
And it's right in the Delhi NCR,
right,
the national capital region.
Yep.
And so this isn't just, an isolated boom.
Right.
We're seeing this trend globally where satellite cities around these major metros are becoming really attractive, not only to live in, but also to invest in.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So GharSetu seems really bullish, I guess, on Ghaziabad's prospects in 2025.
Interesting.
And one of the big things that they highlight is the upcoming RRTS.
What's that?
The Regional Rapid Transit System.
Okay.
So this is going to cut commute times down drastically.
Oh, wow.
To Delhi, Meerut, like a fraction of what they are now.
Wow. That's a game changer.
Huge game changer, yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, they also have, metro extensions and expressways in the works as well.
Which, makes me think about just how important transportation infrastructure is for real estate value.
Sure.
You think about it, when a city invests in these new rail lines or metro expansions, what happens to property prices?
Yeah.
They jump.
Of course.
We've seen it in London. We've seen it in countless other cities around the world.
Yeah.
It's likely going to happen here too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's something that GharSetu emphasizes as well.
Okay.
They're really emphasizing this affordability of Ghaziabad, especially compared to like Noida and Gurgaon.
Okay.
And they're calling it kind of like a sweet spot.
Okay.
For a variety of budgets.
That makes sense.
Which is really great for investors. Mm-hmm. And they actually break down 5 key residential areas.
Oh, cool.
And each area kind of has its own
unique character.
Yeah, and its own investment potential as well.
Let's dive in.
Let's do it. First up, we have Indirapuram.
Okay.
And it's located right next to Noida's, booming IT hubs.
Oh, okay.
So you can imagine it's very well planned.
Really?
Lots of young professionals, gated communities, things like that.
Yeah.
And GharSetu mentions that 2 BHK and 3 BHK apartments are the most popular choices here.
Which makes sense, right? I mean, young professionals, small families, they're probably going to want those kinds of apartments.
Yeah.
And with Noida expanding the way that it is, it just makes sense that Indirapuram is going to see continued demand.
And that's what they highlight, too, is steady property value appreciation and strong rental demand.
Those are the 2 big things when you're looking at investing. I mean, rental income can give you a really steady cash flow, right?
Yeah, sure.
And then the appreciation gives you the long-term gains.
Right.
Of course, you always got to vet the properties, the developers, all that good stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's definitely, something to keep in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Indirapuram, they also boast a really vibrant social scene.
Okay.
GharSetu mentions Shipra Mall and Habitat Center.
That's more than just like retail therapy, right? I mean, that signals a thriving local economy. So you've got this bustling shopping and entertainment that's going to attract more residents. It's going to build a sense of community, which can actually boost those property values too.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a good sign.
All right, so let's move on to the next area.
Okay.
We have Vaishali, and it's known for its premium vibe.
Okay.
It's strategically located close to both East Delhi and Noida. Mm-hmm. So it's popular with working professionals who want a bit more, a bit more luxury.
A little bit higher end.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
And they've got projects like Mahaigan Mosaic and Gower Heights.
Okay.
Which offer this mix of like mid-range and high-end residences.
Nice. Variety.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And when it comes to connectivity, Vaishali has its own metro station.
Oh, nice.
On the Blue Line, which provides a direct link to Delhi and Noida.
That's, for professionals working in those areas, that's huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, easy commute.
Yeah.
That's a major draw.
Big time.
Yeah.
And it seems like Vaishali is really catering to both metro users and car owners.
Oh, okay.
Because they have really easy access to expressways as well.
Yeah, so it's that multimodal approach, making it really appealing to a wide range of buyers.
For sure.
Yeah, that's smart.
They also mentioned Swarnajanti Park, so you get a little bit of greenery.
Always nice to have some green space.
Of course.
Yeah. And that attracts those premium buyers as well.
For sure.
And if you're looking for something a little bit more cultural, you can check out the ISK Khan Temple.
Oh, cool.
In Vaishali.
That's great.
Yeah. So it's got, a little bit of everything.
A little something for everybody.
It seems like it.
All right. So now let's move on to Kaushambi.
Okay.
And it's all about connectivity here.
Got it.
They highlight its proximity to Anand Vihar ISBT.
What's that?
That's the interstate bus terminal.
Oh, okay.
And the railway station as well.
Gotcha.
So really well connected.
Very well connected.
Yeah.
And this area seems to be catering to those mid-range and upper middle segments.
Okay. Right.
With gated societies and even something called cooperative housing.
Now, what's that?
So this is kind of a unique model where residents jointly own
Oh, interesting.
and manage the property.
So it can be a more affordable way to enter the housing market.
Gotcha.
Especially for those who may not qualify for, traditional mortgages or things like that.
That's a really cool model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it often fosters a strong sense of community as well.
Yeah, you're all in it together.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
And Kaushambi also boasts excellent connectivity with its own station on the Blue Line.
So good for commuters.
Very good for commuters.
Especially those working in Delhi, it sounds like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they also have not one, but two major malls.
Oh, right.
Wave Mall and Pacific Mall.
I mean, that's more than just shopping destinations, right? That tells me there's a well-established commercial hub there.
Exactly.
And that usually means a pretty stable and desirable residential environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it sounds like Kaushambi it's all about practicality and convenience.
It really is.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, next we have Raj Nagar Extension. And they're highlighting its affordability and rapid development.
Right.
Making it really popular with budget-conscious buyers who are drawn to those modern amenities.
Yeah, makes sense.
Projects like Ajnar Integrity and KWDHT are mentioned in the guide.
Okay.
So it seems like they're targeting a bit of a younger demographic.
Right, first-time home buyers maybe.
Exactly. Or people who are looking for that value for money investment.
Right, right.
But while affordability is a plus, we do need to consider
the downsides.
Yeah, the potential downsides.
Yeah.
Because Raj Nagar Extension's reliance on the upcoming infrastructure, especially the RKS, makes it somewhat dependent on the timely completion of those projects.
Right. So any delays could impact its growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the potential, but also about managing those risks.
Absolutely.
And speaking of connectivity, Raj Nagar Extension will be a major beneficiary of the RTS.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, imagine a quick and seamless commute to Delhi or Meerut. That's going to be huge.
Huge.
For residents.
Yeah.
And could really boost property values in the area.
Absolutely.
But, it all comes back to, like you said, keeping an eye on those projects.
Yeah. Keeping a close eye on the progress, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, on to our last area.
Oh, okay.
Vasundhara. It's considered a posh, well-planned area.
Nice.
Popular with families and professionals.
Okay.
Due to its readily available, ready-to-move-in properties.
So you don't have to wait.
You don't have to wait, exactly.
Yeah.
Projects like Ajnar Pride and SG Oasis offer a range of options from mid-range to premium residences.
So that's good. That caters to a lot of different buyers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and families are going to be looking at good schools.
Right.
And Vasundhara's got them.
They do.
Amity International School.
Yep.
And Delhi Public School. Mm-hmm. 2 reputable institutions. And they offer different approaches to education, which is nice.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of choice.
Absolutely.
Now, GharSetu doesn't mention a metro station in Vasundhara.
Okay.
But they do talk about good road connections via Link Road, Melvia Marg, and, other key routes.
Okay.
And they do mention planned metro expansions.
Ah, so that's something to keep an eye on.
Exactly. That could be a game changer if those materialize.
For sure, because right now it sounds like they rely more on road connectivity.
Right.
Which, may not be ideal for everybody.
Right.
But if they get that metro in there, that's going to open up a lot of possibilities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've covered our 5 key areas.
Right. So we've got Indirapuram, Vaishali, Kaushambi, Raj Nagar Extension,
right,
and Vasundhara.
Each with its own kind of
unique character.
Yeah, exactly. And investment potential.
Yeah. And it seems like connectivity is a huge part of Ghaziabad's appeal. Yeah.
It's a major factor.
But, when we're evaluating this as an investment, we can't just look at how easy it is to get around. We got to look at the quality of life, the economic prospects, the types of properties available.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's standing out to you?
Well, I think the variety is really fascinating to me.
Yeah.
You have areas that are well established, like Vasundhara.
Right.
And you have areas that are rapidly developing.
Like Raj Nagar Extension.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you've got something for different budgets and different lifestyles.
Right. And with all this infrastructure coming up, it feels like Ghaziabad is ready for a pretty major transformation.
It really does.
Yeah.
So
it brings us back to that big question.
Okay.
Could Ghaziabad eventually rival Gurgaon?
Right.
Or Noida in terms of desirability and price?
Yeah.
What do you think people should consider?
I mean, that's a tough one, right?
It is, yeah.
There's no crystal ball. But I think, understanding the pace of development is key. We've seen how crucial the RRTS is going to be for areas like Raj Nagar Extension. So keeping a close eye on how those projects progress is essential for those investors.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not just about the infrastructure itself, right? It's how it impacts the surrounding areas.
Right.
Will these new transportation links truly integrate Ghaziabad into the Delhi NCR seamlessly? That's something to consider.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about the broader economic trends.
Right.
How will job growth in the Delhi NCR influence the demand for housing in Ghaziabad? What about factors like government policies or changes in interest rates?
Exactly. There's a lot of pieces to this puzzle.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about.
Real estate investment, it's not just about location.
Right.
It's about understanding this complex interplay of all these different factors.
Absolutely. And we've covered a lot of ground, but we're not done yet.
That's right.
In the next part, we're going to delve into the specifics of each area's property market.
Okay.
The types of properties that you can expect to find. And those prevailing price trends.
All right. So we're going to equip our listeners with what they need to know to make those decisions about this potentially exciting investment opportunity.
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Ghaziabad real estate.
Yeah.
We've painted this broad picture of the city's potential. We've looked at those key areas.
Yep.
The transformative infrastructure.
All the exciting stuff.
Exactly. That's on the horizon.
Yeah.
But now we have to shift our focus to the specifics of what you can actually expect to find in each of these areas.
Yeah.
In terms of, the property types, the price trends.
The nitty-gritty.
Exactly, because that's what really matters to an investor.
Absolutely. Understanding those nuances of each area is really crucial.
Yeah.
GharSetu gives us some really valuable insights here.
They do. So let's revisit those 5 key areas.
Okay. One
by one. And let's start with Indirapuram.
Right.
We know it's popular with professionals because of, the proximity to Noida's IT hubs.
Right. All those jobs.
Exactly. But what kind of properties dominate the market here?
Well, according to GharSetu, it's 2 BHK. And 3 BHK apartments.
Oh, really?
Those are the most sought after configurations. Makes sense, young professionals, small families.
Right. You need that functionality.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they specifically mention steady property value appreciation.
Right.
Strong rental demand in Indirapuram. And they highlight, Shipra Mall, Habitat Center.
Yeah.
Signaling this vibrant commercial hub.
Which, again, that fuels that demand.
It does.
Yeah. And while those malls are there for retail therapy, they're also an indication of a really thriving local economy. Right. A bustling commercial center, that's going to attract more residents.
Right.
More sense of community, which can drive up those property values.
Absolutely.
So good news for investors looking at, maybe some short-term rental income, long-term appreciation.
For sure.
Potentially. But again, always got to do that due diligence.
Oh, of course.
On those specific properties.
Absolutely.
Don't just rely on the general trends.
Yeah, do your homework.
Exactly.
All right, so next up is Vaishali.
Okay.
Known for its premium vibe, strategic location near both East Delhi and Noida. What's the property landscape looking like over there?
Well, it seems like there's kind of a mix of mid-range apartments and high-end residences. Right. They mention projects like Mahogany Mosaic and Gower Heights, which seem to be catering to, a little bit more of an affluent clientele.
Yeah, they want that luxury.
Exactly. They want that luxury, that convenience. But it seems like there's a range of options.
Okay.
For those with different budgets, different goals, so.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, good variety.
And remember, Vaishali also has that metro station.
Right. On the Blue Line.
Yep. Offering that direct route into Delhi.
I mean, that's gonna be a major draw.
It is.
For those professionals working in those areas, yeah.
And not only that, easy access to the expressways.
Right. So it's really catering to both the metro users and the car owners.
For sure. It's a multimodal approach.
It is. It's smart.
And they also mentioned Swarna Jayanti Park.
Yeah, a little bit of green space.
You got to have that green space.
You do, especially
in the city.
In the city, it's really important.
And it attracts those premium buyers too.
It does. People are willing to pay for that.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So let's shift gears to Kaushambi.
Okay.
Known for its excellent connectivity.
Right, the Blue Line.
Yep.
Anand Vihar, ISBT, railway station.
Easy access to those major roads.
Yeah.
What about the property types and price trends there?
So they're associating it with mid-range and upper middle housing segments.
Right.
So it seems like a pretty stable market.
All right.
Focused on practicality, comfortable living.
Gotcha.
And they even mentioned cooperative housing.
Right. That's a UNIS model.
It is. I really like that model.
Yeah.
Where the residents jointly own and manage the property.
It can be a more affordable way to enter the market.
Yeah, especially for those who might not
Right.
qualify for those traditional mortgages.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's really neat.
And we can't forget those two major malls.
Oh yeah, Wave Mall.
Wave Mall.
And Pacific Mall.
So it's a well-established.
Yeah, that's not just about shopping.
Right.
That shows me a thriving local economy.
For sure.
All kinds of services and amenities.
Absolutely.
Make it a really attractive place to live and work.
So next up, we have Raj Nagar Extension.
Okay.
This is the one that GharSetu is highlighting for its affordability and rapid development.
That's right. Attracting those budget-conscious buyers.
Exactly.
Drawn to the modern amenities and the future growth.
Ajnara Integrity, KW's Rishtir mentioned.
Right.
Seems like they're targeting that younger demographic.
First-time home buyers, yeah.
Or those looking for that value for money investment.
Makes sense.
But affordability is a plus. But we have to...
think about the downsides.
Yes. Consider the potential downsides.
Yeah.
Because Raj Nagar Extension's reliance on the upcoming infrastructure, especially the RRTS, means it's somewhat dependent on,
on those projects being completed on time.
Exactly, on time.
Yeah.
So any delays could impact its growth trajectory.
And those investors might be waiting a little longer.
Right, for their returns.
What they anticipated.
Exactly, so patience.
Yes.
And that long-term perspective are key.
Absolutely.
When investing in those rapidly developing areas.
Yeah, those are the riskier ones for sure.
So speaking of connectivity, RRTS is expected to significantly boost
That's right.
Raj Nagar Extension's connectivity.
Imagine you can just seamlessly commute from Raj Nagar Extension to Delhi or to Meerut in no time.
A fraction of the time it takes now.
Fraction of the time.
Game changer.
Huge. It's going to impact those property values.
Absolutely.
For sure, but always got to remember these infrastructure projects. Sometimes they get delayed.
Yeah, they do.
And just relying on those projected completion dates could be risky.
It could be, so be careful.
Yeah.
All right, so on to our last area, Vasundhara.
Okay, Vasundhara.
It's known for that, posh, well-planned environment.
Yeah.
And GharSetu mentions a mix of mid-range to premium properties with excellent amenities.
Sounds nice.
Projects like Ajnara Pride, SG Oasis are highlighted.
And that range of options makes it appealing to a wider pool of buyers.
Right, exactly.
Which means it's potentially a more stable and balanced property market.
And families are a key demographic here.
Yeah. They love those well-established infrastructures, good schools, sense of community.
And they specifically mention Amity International School.
Oh, yeah, big one.
In Delhi Public School.
Yeah, two really reputable institutions.
Different educational approaches, too.
Exactly. Gives those families some choice.
Gives them a choice,
Which is nice. Those schools aren't just about education either.
Right.
They add to the overall appeal of the area.
For sure.
As a desirable place to raise a family.
And they often contribute to higher property values as well.
That's right. Families will pay a premium.
They will.
To live in those areas with good schools.
Now, one thing that GharSetu didn't mention is a metro station in Vasundhara.
Okay.
they talk about good road connections.
Mm-hmm.
Link Road, Melvia Marg.
Right.
Key routes like that. They do mention planned metro expansions, though.
Okay. So that could be
huge.
Yeah.
If those materialize.
Yeah, because right now they are relying more heavily on road connectivity.
Exactly, which may not be ideal for everybody.
May not be, yeah.
But the potential for improved accessibility is there.
Right. Keep that in mind.
So we've explored these property types.
Mm-hmm.
The price trends in our 5 key areas.
All right.
And it's clear that each area has its own
unique character.
Yeah, appeals to different
folks.
Segments of the market.
Yeah, and there's no one-size-fits-all approach to this,
Yeah.
Understanding the nuances, the types of properties, the price trends, the potential risks and rewards.
That's crucial.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the numbers, quality of life, availability of amenities, sense of community.
That all plays a role.
Absolutely.
Making an area desirable.
Yeah, you can't just take a data-driven approach. You got to think about those intangible aspects, the feel. Exactly.
Yeah.
What stood out to you as we've been going through this?
What strikes me is how each area caters to a different stage of life or investment goal.
Right.
You've got Indirapuram appealing to those young professionals.
Starting their careers.
You've got Vaishali attracting those looking for a more premium lifestyle.
A little bit higher end.
Exactly. And then you've got Raj Nagar Extension offering affordability and that promise of future growth.
And it highlights the importance of knowing what your goals are.
Absolutely.
Your risk tolerance.
For sure.
Before you just jump into any real estate market.
You got to have a plan.
You do. You got to know, are you looking for, short-term rental income, long-term capital appreciation?
Right. Or a mix of both.
Or a mix, exactly.
And speaking of understanding your investment goals.
Okay.
There's one more crucial aspect we need to cover.
Okay.
GharSetu provides some intriguing insights into the potential risks and rewards associated with each of these areas.
Yeah, so we've looked at the what, we've looked at the where.
Yep.
Now we got to look at the why.
Yes, the why.
The factors that could make or break.
For sure.
An investment in Ghaziabad.
We're going to cover that in the final part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned.
All right, welcome back to our final part.
The final installment.
Of our Ghaziabad real estate deep dive.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
It has. We've covered those key areas.
We've looked at property types, prices.
Connectivity, infrastructure.
The whole 9 yards.
All that good stuff. But as any, seasoned investor knows, there's always more to the story.
Always a catch, right?
There's always a catch.
Yeah.
Well, luckily, GharSetu doesn't just paint this rosy picture of Ghaziabad's potential.
No, they give us the good and the bad.
They do. They delve into those risks and challenges that investors need to be aware of.
Got to keep those in mind.
And I think that's what makes this guide so valuable.
I agree.
It's balanced. It's not just...
It's realistic.
It's realistic, yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's dive into those potential pitfalls.
Let's do it.
Where should we start?
Well, they talk about a broader trend.
Okay.
The infrastructure delays.
Right. We talked about how crucial those projects are.
Yeah, like the RRTS.
The RRTS especially.
Now, what if those projects get...
Delayed.
Yeah.
Delayed, yeah.
We've seen it.
Oh, all the time.
Countless cities.
Ambitious projects. They run into these roadblocks.
Yeah.
And it throws everything off.
It impacts those property values.
Absolutely.
And while Ghaziabad has made, progress.
Yeah, they have.
There's always a risk of the unforeseen.
And, this is especially relevant for those areas.
Yeah.
Like Raj Nagar Extension.
That are really banking on that RRTS.
Exactly. They need that to be completed on time.
Yeah. So investors in those areas, they got to be prepared to maybe wait a little longer for those returns.
So patience.
Patience.
Long-term perspective.
Absolutely.
What other risks do they highlight?
Regulatory changes.
Okay.
Real estate markets. They're really influenced by government policies.
Right.
Regulations, and those can change.
Overnight.
Yeah.
Zoning laws, building codes, property taxes.
All that stuff can impact your profitability.
It's a good reminder that real estate is not a static investment.
No.
It's constantly
evolving,
and you have to
be informed.
Yeah, stay informed.
Absolutely.
What other red flags do they raise?
They caution against overpaying. for properties in these emerging areas.
It's easy to do, right?
It is. You get caught up in the excitement.
Yeah, the hype.
A hype.
Ghaziabad is growing.
Yeah, everything's great.
And then you realize you pay too much.
Exactly. So
conduct that due diligence.
Do your research.
Make sure you're getting a fair deal.
Don't let your emotions make those decisions for you.
What else?
Understanding those local market dynamics.
Uh-huh.
Ghaziabad's not, a single entity.
Diverse.
It's got different areas.
Different neighborhoods.
Different characteristics, target audiences.
Price trends.
Prices all over the map.
So it's not enough to just understand the broad trend.
Try to get into the weeds.
You got to do your research.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any other nuggets of wisdom?
One final thought.
Okay.
Think bigger picture.
Okay.
Ghaziabad's part of the Delhi NCR.
Right.
One of the fastest growing
in the world.
Metropolitan areas in the world.
That's huge.
It is. So think about how that's going to impact Ghaziabad's growth.
Good point. Real estate's not just about buying a property.
It's about understanding those forces that shape cities.
The trends, the growth, the risks, the opportunities.
All of it.
And that's what we've tried to do.
Yeah, we've given you the knowledge.
The insights to navigate this exciting,
sometimes challenging,
world of real estate.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. From the infrastructure.
The property types.
The price trends.
The risks.
The rewards.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But remember, this is just the starting point.
This is just the beginning.
Continue your research. Explore. Maybe visit Ghaziabad.
Yeah, get a feel for it.
See those neighborhoods firsthand.
Because the best decisions are informed decisions.
Absolutely. So take what you've learned.
Yeah. Use